if that makes sense.
I have a question. I wonder, how does the society, especially the non-gamer society, see esports in Denmark? My question is because earlier this year in Brazil, we had a big discussion about if esports are legit sports, if playing shooting games like CS is influenced to become a violent person. How do you deal with it if you deal with it in your society?
I think Denmark is incredibly far ahead as a use case. Again, internet penetration from the early days. I think out of the Nordic countries, they'll probably hate me, my Nordic fellow Nordics here. But I think we are more progressive to new ideas sometimes than our counterparts up here. So Denmark is a bit faster on adoption of new things, and our counterparts are also very modern. But Denmark is a bit more rowdy. That means that we've been more open to the shooting games and all that stuff fast. So we got past that. So we've always had a big and good legacy of gaming, especially Counter-Strike up here. And then so there's been a natural willingness to look into it. And then I think 15, 16, the Astralis start, Astralis hitting a perfect storm of, they did a documentary, they had great operations, they had great players, great organization. They win a major at the end of that documentary, launches that into Denmark. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a Danish one. Great documentary, by the way. But and then they win, I think it's the Atlanta one in 17, or I can't remember. And then they keep on going to be the best team almost forever in CS:GO, right? Debatable, I guess, for you Brazilians, because there's the fallen eras. But but that happened, and that just put Denmark in such a spin where everyone was into it, and they were so good, still are today. Astralis, I think is very impressive what they're doing with the brand here. They're really good at bringing that into the mainstream. So we have a TV channel showing Counter-Strike now. We had the prime minister out in our biggest tournament, standing there on stage and rooting the whole thing on. And there's an esports strategy, and there's esports clubs and stuff. So I think in Denmark we are incredibly progressive in regards to that. Incredibly progressive. So I don't even think it's a topic anymore, whether or not. I guess somewhere with people's like, they eat pizza and drink Coca-Cola all the time, but it's getting less and less.
Yeah,
I think with that.
Just for she asked that because you have like a issue with like our president. Our president used like this argument that say, hey, you are getting more dangerous and you are getting more violent because they are playing like a lot of games like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike that they have to kill everyone. And because in Brazil sometimes it's just like saying something for my heart. When they don't know how to solve a problem, they just find something to use as I don't know, a problem, Then they don't know how to solve the problem that it's dangerous in Brazil, and they say like, hey, it's dangerous because they are playing games that they are violating the games. So
yeah. No, but it's funny, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mary, sorry.
No, I just complimented. Unfortunately, we had a massive shooting in a high school here in Brazil, and our president related to shooting games, and this became a mess.
That's rough. Yeah, I think that has been, like I said, I've considered myself OG at this point when I've been in this world, I guess, for 20 years or something like that. And it has happened before. There was was it 10 years ago or something? I think was it one of the not GameStop, it was one of the big Walmarts or something. They took away Halo games, I think, from their shelves because of a school shooting, because there was something like that. And it's come up and up again. But the science is there, right? And I'm not afraid to be political on that. There's so much science that have proven this over and over and over again, that it is not related in any shape or form, right? So I don't think it's like that. But I think it gets better. I think that's the way to see it. I'm actually going to Singapore on the 19th for the Olympics to meet with some of the people down there from the Olympic Federation, and then watching the Olympic Games, which is obviously I don't know if you followed it, but it's a very weird Olympics when you look at esports and the games that they're choosing. But I like to be in that debate also, because that's what they represent. A lot of these people, right? They are trying to make it work, but they don't come from this world. I think we also have to remember that. The three of us are probably, we come from this world, this generation. We understand it much more. They're like 15, 20 years older, these people, right? They did not grow up on the internet. They did not grow up with the video games even being something remotely smarter than just bums sitting in the basement doing something. So it takes time transforming the views of people, I think. So I'm excited about the Singapore thing and the Olympics overall, actually, because it's the start of a dialogue, I think, about how does it fit into the traditional sports landscape, right? Is it a sport? Is it not? And then hopefully once we get on that side, we will get less of the tying it to shootings kind of thing. But I see that as we just gotta keep going and educate more people and convince more people that it's not related, right?
Yeah.